What's up? Lou Dooley with a new workbench built to my height because I'm kind of tall. Workbench is actually a little over 4 feet high. The legs are 4 feet, and then you got a piece of 3/4 inch plywood on top of it. So it's 4 foot 3/4 of an inch high, which makes it perfect to put the vise at my level, the drill press at my level, the grinder at my level. Everything's right here, so I don't have to hunch over. And I topped the plywood with a sheet of 22 gauge sheet metal. That way I can do a little welding on it and not have to worry about setting the plywood on fire, because that would be bad. A hidden benefit I didn't realize of making the workbench tall enough for me is that actually a lot of stuff will slide underneath it really easy. In fact, I even have a little table saw that it's on some wheels. It rolls underneath it real easy. I'm going to grab the camera and give you a little tour of the workbench, and then that'll be it for this video. And then we're getting started on the CXT's trailer, which you can see in frame. So, workbench tour, then on to the welding and building and stuff. Alright, little tour of the workbench. Table saw, some sawhorses. I got some scrap steel down there. My jack stands are right here. The chains will be hung up here in a little bit. This is Craftsman VersaTrack. The in-laws got it for me for Christmas one year. And then, so I got the drill, some screws, drill bits hanging off of it, grinding wheel on it. Then down here is my little 40 cubic yard tank of shielding gas, wrapped with like grade 60 chain to just kind of hold it in place. It's a little overkill, and that bottle's not going to go anywhere anyways. The shop vacs underneath there. The vise has some pretty long lag bolts holding it down. Got clamp here. And then I'm using a clamp right now, but a couple more clamps. Power strip. Broom and a dustpan. And then my drill press. I actually have this turned over because it lines up with the vise. So if I cut in long stuff in the vise, it'll rest right on here. And all the way here at the other end is my grinder, which is probably 10 years older than I am. It's probably at least 50 years old. A little bit thicker, another piece of 2x6 under here that it's bolted to, well, screwed to. And then I bent, because the sheet of 22 gauge came in a 10-foot length, so I bent it up using my leftover 4x4s here as kind of a backstop, and that's to keep any welding sparks from going over into the drywall. Got my big level hanging off of it, like I said, table saw. I got another piece of 2x6 in case I need to build something else. We'll put you right here. And yeah, now I can drill and not have to be stooped over really far to use the drill press. I can stand up straight, run the drill press, and that's awesome. The entire workbench is 2x6 construction, and then the legs are 4x4 posts. I got two 10-foot 4x4 lengths because those were actually cheaper than buying an 8-foot length for some reason. Lag bolts hold the 2x6 to the 4x4s, and then I got some really heavy-duty deck screws holding it all together. There's two pieces of 2x6 in the middle supporting the plywood. So yeah, that's my workbench. And the power supply actually plugs into the wall over there, and I've had some extra wire hangers, so the extension cord just runs underneath the workbench. The drill press is bolted down, kinda. These screws aren't quite long enough, but it stays in place and I don't have to worry about pumping it off. So we'll catch you in the next one. That's my workbench, and now we're gonna get started on the trailer.